Hi, I'm chengxin from class 06.
And I'm Alan from class 06.
First, I'll be explaining to you how is our loan repayment table generated. For the loan repayment, we need to have a principal amount and the interest rate and a fixed regular monthly payment. As you can see from my first month principal, is $300,000, $37,500 as cell B2. The next cell on the right is calculating monthly interest on unpaid balance, which is calculated by taking the annual interest rate divided by 12 times the principal amount of that month. Hence, my formula is 2.5% divided by 12 times B2, which is my principal. Next, our regular money payment is fixed at $3,181.61, which is the same for all 120 months. Our amount payment of principal is calculated by taking a regular money payment, which is cell D2, minus our money interest, which is cell C2. And finally, our new principal is calculated by taking cell B2 of our first month principal minus cell E2, which is the payment of principal. Now, this process will be repeated for all 120 months with our principal taking the value of the previous month new principal after payment. As you can see from our month 2 new principal, the formula is equal F2, which means that the value will be the same from month 1 new principal. This formula is repeated for all 120 months and the new principal at the end will be 0. Next, for home loan money calculator, you need to know our property price, annual interest rate, and repayment year. To find our max loan amount, we take 75% times property price, which is cell B8. You'll get the total number of payment, which is taking the repayment year at cell B5 times the number of month of payment in a year, which is cell F7. Next, we will find the number of interest rate per month by taking cell B4, which is the annual interest rate, divided by cell F7, which is the number of month of payment in a year. Next, to find common ratio R, we will take 1 divided by 1 plus I, which when I is the interest rate per month at cell F9. To get our monthly payment, it is a formula from Khan videos, and the formula is shown in the photo at the side. We will take the loan amount times 1 minus common ratio, divided by common ratio minus common ratio to the power of total number of payment plus 1. The total amount paid for the loan is calculated by taking the monthly payment of cell B9 times the payment period of cell B5 and cell F7, which is the number of payment in a year. The total interest paid is calculated by taking cell B10, which is total amount paid for the loan, minus cell B8, which is the loan amount. For example, let's say we are buying a house that costs $1 million and the annual interest rate is 3.5%. We will just have to input those values in our calculator and we'll get our monthly payment, which is shown below as $7,416.44. On to Alan.
I'll be explaining on the repayment period calculator. Firstly, we will need to know about the property price, and afterwards we will need to know the annual interest rate of the bank loan, as well as the repayment period in years, and also the fixed monthly payment we will need to have. Afterwards, we will need to know the max loan amount, which is 75% in this case of the property price. We can denote monthly payment as P and max loan amount as L. Afterwards, we will need to know the monthly interest, which is the annual interest rate divided by the number of months in a year. And lastly, from Khan's Academy, how R is derived through the equation of L equals to P times 1 over 1 plus I plus 1 over 1 plus I squared all the way to 1 over 1 plus I to the power of n. This can be seen, this has shown that R is the common ratio, and the common ratio will be 1 over 1 plus I. And therefore, this is how we can calculate the common ratio. Afterwards, using the max loan amount and the monthly payment as well as the common ratio, we can derive the number of months needed to pay the loan. Firstly, by the equation of L equals to P bracket R minus R to the power of n plus 1 over 1 minus R, we can derive n by logarithmic those equations. For example, we can do the following by log bracket R minus L R over P divided by log R minus 1. This will get the number of months needed to pay the loan. To find the number of years needed to pay the loan, is just the number of months divided by 12. And afterwards, to find the total amount paid for the loan, we will need to use the monthly payment times the number of months needed to pay the loan. And lastly, to find the total interest paid, we can do the total amount paid for the loan minus of the max loan amount that we can borrow. For example, in this case, if we want to switch the monthly payment to 3,000 due to people potentially able to pay more, they will pay for lesser months and lesser years in general. And also the interest rate paid will be lesser in general as well. However, if they want to bring down their monthly payments such as to 2,000 only, their interest rate will go up. And this is if their repayment is also the same at 10 years.